What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we have one of the most fun guild bosses to go up against, and you wouldn't think I would say it's Kamath, but it kind of is, because he hits the entire back row, which kind of means you can guarantee a little bit better of an energy feed situation. Yes, you do have to run your PvE team just a little bit different. You do have to make sure you're running a different enable here. You need to have control purify if they are going to be in the back row. However, it could mean a lot more damage, so we're gonna try to tweak this up a little bit here. I kind of like both of them having that 2219, and honestly I think I want to try to run a couple of those demon bells as well. I'm kind of iffy about running Olivia. Honestly, what I want to do, I think, is I want to run a doppelganger Natalia. I also want to put you in the front row. Don't know who else I want in the front row. I think I want Queen in the back row as well. I think that's the play right there. And essentially that does allow us to run Shared Fate still on our Lord of Fear Aspen, which is a really good look. We still have a decent crit chance we'll get more in combat, which is fine. And like I said, a couple mirrors will do great for us. He does, I guess her going before doesn't really matter. Not a big deal. And honestly, I guess we could run her more offensive, but again, we need to have those certain things on there. I think that looks good. So the back row is going to get hit, which means I do prefer them having the demon bells. I think I'm going to put a mirror up here as well. Now, the big issue we have running this setup here is where this defense down is going to go. So if the front target is not going to be the lowest HP target, well, this is going to be a pretty sucky attempt for us, sadly. I guess we could even go further and put her with Bounce Strike on top of that. Yeah, 24, 2299. Yeah, I kind of like that order. And we do have some, setups here that can be beneficial to us as well. Giving energy. Restoring HP. Sure, I guess doesn't really matter. The only other one I want to take a look at is Natalia here, because she does have one. Leave. Yeah, 50% chance to reduce frontline. Doesn't really matter. That's a good one. And then 50% chance to give all allies energy. Let's see how this turns out. Like I said, the first attempt might be horrible, but let's see what happens here. We are up against Kamath. Fingers crossed the front target is the one that has the lowest HP. If it does not, this might end kind of poorly for us. I'm really hoping the front target has the lowest HP. Oh no, it's the back. Oh no. So here's the issue. Our Lord of Fear Aspen is going to hit the front target because that's how his active skill works. It doesn't go after the lowest HP target, which feels pretty bad, honestly. Yeah, that means we're going to be hitting the target that is not having the defense down for Drake, which means it's kind of useless. And really, there's no point going through this whole fight, since we now know he's the bottom one there. We do go to here. Still have a very respectable 70 quadrillion damage. Oh man, does that sound weird? But we do have to change up the lineup. So here's what we need to do. We need to deploy you to the back row. I guess we can do something like that. The issue is now he can be CC'd, so we are going to have to run Control Purify instead. Luckily, though, we do attack before the enemy, so that is great. Is there a chance we want to run per core? There's a 100% chance to inflict one random effect from the following on enemies. While one enemy with the highest speed is inflicted with an extra effect. We also can give one of the following effects to an ally. Meanwhile, I mean, it's not really that great, right? Holy damage, control immunity, offset, crit damage. Don't really need any of those in this situation. We could go a little bit more optimal on the sublimations too, or the void imprinting, but I don't think that's gonna matter. Let's just jump in. Let's do our next attack, and this is gonna be a big difference, I hope. Now there is some RNG, you know, where the snake hits and everything, but fingers crossed. Let's see how this turns out. Previously we did, like I said, 70 quadrillion, that's 7 to the E16, but now Aspen is going to be hitting the correct target, which is really, really good. And the fact that we're also getting hit by those Kamath does mean that we are going to be getting extra energy every single round, which means even if like the Demon Bell energy feed isn't like perfect, we should still get an active off every single round. We have 2 mirrors on the Natalia and the Heart Watcher. I think the order, the way we have this set up, it might be close. We're gonna get what, 30 energy right here from the 2 mirrors, and then we get 2 Demon Bells. Yeah, so far so good with the energy feed. I like it. It's still working decently. Getting Heart Watcher to use actives, I mean, it's not like a big deal base compared to like basics or anything, but so long as we're getting active every single round, this is good. And we got to remember, we now have a Destiny Transition 6 Lord of Fear Aspen, which means he has the upgraded transition power as well. So it's looking pretty smooth still. This is definitely looking good, and I don't think we're going to miss a single active skill. The downside is, man, oh man, with all these counterattacks and everything, combat takes forever nowadays. In reality, with this setup, I almost feel like we could run a 3rd mirror without much issue here, because we're getting so much energy fed to our back line just from the Kamath hits, and then occasionally we have a burst of extra energy from our Queen and from our Doppelganger Natalia. Yeah, like our Aspen is well over 100 energy every single time. I feel like one more mirror might actually be decent, and maybe putting on the Drake, we can try it in the future. But it's looking good, and that's why it's compared, like, of course I feel like Molasses is still the best one to hit just because she takes the most damage, because you run the most offensive. However, this one, you can guarantee who's going to get hit and get that energy, whereas the 3 Molasses hit 3 random targets, and that can really mess up your energy feed if you're trying to fit in those elusive mirrors as well. So let's skip this. Let's see what our final number is, because honestly, beyond just seeing how it's working in combat, it's not doing much for us. So the total is so we basically more than doubled. We went from 70 quadrillion to 160 quadrillion. Yes, the E to the 17 is, I believe, 170 quadrillion. And that's a lot of damage, and we could probably squeeze some more damage out of it as well. If we have one more day, that would be awesome. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, because that's just amazing damage. Nope, dang, I kind of missed my window. I've just been smashing every day, and yeah, I'm still somehow managed 6th place. So yeah, Kamath is an interesting one. You can guarantee the energy feed, which makes it a little bit of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.